Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 11, and we are currently playing Project Eden, the Water Star, but this is not the current situation. We are actually in creative mode, and the reason we're in creative mode is I wanted to show you the evolution of the SV that I'm going to be using in the actual Let's Play. It's going to be the Silver Shade T2, but I just wanted to show you the evolution through. Now, if any of you have been following my channel, you'll be aware that I rebuilt Spange's original Nightshade B, which is this ship here. You can see they all look very similar. To accommodate that Let's Play, I made various changes. I put an armoured cockpit on it, and I increased the storage just to show you that this is a very good ship, but it's not exactly got the amount of storage that I wanted. You can see it's only got 875 storage. But beyond that, it's a pretty good ship. It's fully equipped. It doesn't have a warp drive, and the guns are mounted on the side. So what I actually did is I rebuilt the ship slightly to this form. But what I've actually done with this ship is, I've just kept it as the Silver Shade. But what I've done, if I come into here and show you the CPU stats on here, is what I've done is squeezed out the armoured cockpit. I've taken the RCSs out. I've taken off the missile launchers off the side. You can see we're a little bit of shoehorn push and shove, mainly by reducing the armor, because you can see the actual armored blocks are 5, where steel blocks are 1. I've got it just under. I mean, I could have gone slightly over, but I just wanted to show you that this is a pretty good starter ship. It's got guns, it's got all the basic stuff you need, oxygen. Again, it's got no warp drive, but it's got a fridge buried in there somewhere, a wireless connector. And it's a pretty manoeuvrable ship, even though the fact that what I've actually had to do is take off some of the larger thrusters to make it a tier 1. If you look at Spange's original ship, he's got medium thrusters on here, and he's also, these thrusters are at the back of the ship. And what I've found is by having the thrusters at the back here, that this ship's now a little bit more sluggish on the turns. So what I've actually done is I've moved the Gatling guns forward to the position that I really like anyway, which is at the front. And I've moved the small thruster back here. And this is quite a flyable ship, just to give you an idea of what it's like. You can see it still flies. It's got a reasonable turn. The only one thing wrong with this ship is if I turn this way, it probably won't do it now, but it can fly a little bit lopsided. And that's due to the fact that it's only got the single fuel tank, which is mounted to one side of the ship. And when that fuel tank's full, it can make the ship fly. You can see it there. I don't know if you actually saw that. It's got a very slight tilt. So this is the tier 1 version of the Silver Shade. As I say, it is very much based on Spange's ships, and I've lost the where are they? Okay, let's just fly back. Now if I show you the ship that I'm going to be using in the Let's Play, and I will be actually spawning it in this video. This is a slightly upgraded version, just to show you the CPU stats. You can see it's now 8,579. I still haven't included the RCSs, but what I've actually done is, as you can look at the front here, I've hardened the front up. I've got the hardened armoured cockpits of the ship that I was using in the previous Let's Plays back. I've also put rocket launchers on the side here, just so that I don't have to manufacture these in a large constructor. Just to show you the tech area here, if I go to small vessel, I show you the rocket launchers here. You see that in order to make these rocket launchers, I would have had to make a large constructor. And I'm still going to need the large constructor to make the ammunition, but I just wanted these rocket launchers on the side just to get started, just in case I get lucky. So we're still going to have to build a base to get the ammunition, but what I've got is the 2 Gatling guns on the front, although what I will probably do in the Let's Play is take out this center panel here and put some more Gatling guns. Beyond that, most of the ship is still very much the same. I think what I've actually done, let me just do it here, because it's been a few days since I actually made this. Let's just ram in that. I think what I actually did is I converted this thruster back to a medium thruster. So if I show you the stats, what we've now got is we've got 370 thrust on each side, which is compatible with, I think if we go back to, if I take you back to Spange's original ship, is, where is it, over here. If I show you the stats on this ship, you will see that I've now taken it back to Spange's original configuration, although I've still got the reduced reverse thrust. And more importantly, what I've also done is, and I've done it on this ship as well, I've reduced the 2 thrusters on the top as well. So originally there was 4, I've reduced this to 2, but it doesn't seem to have that much of an effect. I've also dramatically increased the storage, so this ship's actually got more storage than my tier 1 version. Just to show you here, I've got just over nearly 3,500 storage capacity. So all in all, as I've got the rocket launchers, you can see there's the smaller thrusters on the back reversing, and just to give you an idea of how this flies, I've also put a kind of quick access panel on the side here, and what I've also done is I've actually put in 2 fuel tanks. So I've rearranged the internals, so the generator's now on the center line with a fuel tank on each side, and that seems to have fixed the stability problems. You can see it's still slightly tail heavy, but I think once I actually put another Gatling gun on the front, that will make a difference. And you can see it still flies, and I mean the lift is still a little bit weak, but more importantly, if I show you this, if you watch my previous Let's Play, you'll be aware that when I drop down sometimes like this, the ship was a bit uncontrollable. I think reducing the number of thrusters on the top has made a bit of a difference. Anyway, I think this is where I'm going to leave it, because I don't want to get into too much detail. This is the ship I'm going to be using in the Let's Play, so I'm just going to come around here, and what I will do is I will see you once I get into the main game. Welcome to the gameplay, and we are in a very cold polar region. The sun is very low on the horizon, despite the fact there being quite a lot of daylight. And just to give you a bit of an update of where we are right down here on the southern polar region. And just to show you where we were at the end of the previous video, we were up on this crashed vessel here. And what I actually did is I came down this coastline here, shooting up spitting bugs and telepods in order to get to level 10, which I am at now. This island here is quite interesting because I landed on this island and I thought I'd just do a quick explore, and I actually ran straight into a Xerox patrol with Ripper dogs. I was quite lucky to get away with what I did, and I survived, but I did take quite a lot of damage, which is one reason why I want to check my armor in a little while. And it also shows that just because I wasn't in Xerox territory, I could still run into hostile patrols, which is slightly concerning about where I can build a base. I then came across this headland and found this promethium deposit. There's actually a drone over the top of it, so I didn't collect it. And then rather than go up round the top where it's still uncovered, I decided to thought I could sneak through past this Geist Patrol HQ here. But this whole area here was completely infested with Xerox patrols, and my ship took a couple of whacks. And if I show you on the distance, I don't know if you can actually, it's a bit far away. I'll show you later on, but there seems to be a lot of bases in this area here. So this is where we are. Behind us is the polar cap, and the SV is ready to go and be spawned, because just to show you here, we've got we're actually over 1110, pushing towards level 11, and you see my light armor's getting a bit damaged, which is a little bit of a cause for concern. So what I actually want to do first, and this part's probably going to consist predominantly of doing a bit of tidying up, a little bit of local exploration. And what I want to do here is get into here. I just want to make this SV HV armor locker, and I was going to make a water treatment plant, but obviously we can't make it. It must be what. The other thing I want to do is just put out the Orbital constructor out, and we can make the water generator here, so that's good. And so we just got this here. I'm just gonna, and what we're going to do is I need 2 blocks off the top of here, so we'll just take 2 blocks off of here. Press F4, put the armor locker in. Drop that in there. My SV doesn't have an armor locker, but I think that would be okay. I think maybe it's time now to just spawn in the SV. Or a telepod over there. So we're just going to press F2, go to the factory. It says the production time is 1 second. The reason for that is that virtually everything I dropped in here, except for a couple of copper ingots and a little bit of carbon substrate, was items taken from that crash ship. So this should literally complete almost instantaneously. I don't know why I actually bothered closing that actually. So I'm just going to spawn the new ship in. On it fairly close to where I am at the moment. Oops. And the first thing I want to do is get here. I'm just going to go here, find the fridge. And I'm going to transfer everything from the... We've got lots of... Just put the oxygen down there. And put this down here. We're going to literally move everything from this fridge to the SV. Simply because that means I can then power off the hover vehicle and get everything done. So what we're going to need to do is actually power the ship up actually. Just drop that in there. And go back here. So all that's well and truly done. How do I make armour? I can't remember now. Such a long time since I've made light armour. It's in weapons. It's not even unlocked. Okay. So F3. It's under weapons, I think. Armour. Yeah. Actually, we've got a few points, so I'm going to unlock the explosive devices. We're probably going to need that. Anything else we need? We don't need a rocket. Pulse rifle. I think I'm quite happy with the assault rifle at the moment. I can't think of anything else I want from that perspective. And I think what we're going to do now is I'm just going to empty out my hover vehicle. Now the reason I'm emptying out the hover vehicle is simply because whilst I'm away, there's a risk that we may actually that can go to the ammo box. That in the ammo box, and there's a and the reason I say I'm emptying this out is because I'm a little bit worried about if I'm away with the SV that shouldn't have done that, not thinking. The patrol vessel may come over and destroy the... So what I'm thinking is if I put most of this into the portable constructor, it should be relatively safe. So I can put that in there as well, and the steel blocks. I'm going to leave the oxygen. I'm going to take the copper and carbon substrate with me. With respect to the SV, so I'm just gonna put some stuff in there. Will this actually make armor? Okay, we're just gonna knock up a light armor as well while we're at it. And just gonna take out. And just gonna go here. Got the copper, the substrates. The gold coins can go into the fridge. What have we got here? Copper. Don't really need the iron. I think the rest can come into here. I don't want to load the ship down with too much stuff. I'm just going to pop that. Actually, I suddenly realised something. So we're just going to back here. Again, SV. We've got the oxygen. And what I want to do now is just make up a water generator as well. that can go in there. And we need to hook up the constructor, and I think for the moment we're just going to hook the constructor to the fridge because we got a big pile of meat that I think is what we can make food wise. Going to make steaks and vegetable protein, anything medical wise. I think we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bandages, and then we're like 10 steaks. Just get that up and running while we're at it, and just power off the SV. We'll leave the fuel in there just to be on the safe side. And what I want to do now is deploy this water generator. Now you can see that the water generator is blue because when you're in snow areas you can actually deploy the water generator into snow, but I'm not sure about the efficiency, so, and as water's close by, I think we'll just shove it in the water, and this will come down here and put it in the water here. This is primarily just to produce oxygen for going up into space, so we got that sorted, and I think that's about all I want to do at the moment. Because I don't really want to start a base here because I am a little bit worried about this area here. So what I want to do is kind of keep out exploring, but the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of payback because I would like that promethium before we leave. We're just going to get back to the Silver Shade T2, and part of me would like to take one of these Gatling guns off of this ship as well. The only trouble is we'll lose some ammunition. I think I will. I'm just going to retrieve. It's got. And we're just going to put that into. Okay. Actually, we can put. Yeah, we'll just put it in here. The reason why I'm taking that off is simply because I'm kind of looking at this, and I do like my center-mounted Gatling guns. I'm just going to jump into here, and we're going to power up. And how's the devices going? How's the mobile constructor going? Still. Oh, I didn't have the power on, so it didn't make anything. I just want to cancel that actually. I'm just going to make that down to 1 because I'm just going to make that, yeah, a little bit of a fail here. I'm just going to go to the main container controller, the ammo box, and what I wouldn't mind making is another 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Let's just get the thrusters on. Now it's time for a little bit of payback, and what I want to do is just practice getting my eye in with the guns. And what I do know is up over here is some Xerax patrols. Now I've got absolutely no ammunition for my missile launchers at the moment, simply because I don't have the ability to manufacture the ammunition because that needs a large constructor. But at the same time, I don't have the magnesium to make the rockets anyway. So at the moment, the missile launchers are a little bit redundant, but I'm hoping that I might get lucky if I can find some POIs to raid or something like that. But first things first, what I want to do is just get my eye in, because when I came through this way, when I was travelling off camera, I flew over some Xerax patrols in this area. It's roughly where the texture starts to change, so I'm not sure if they can wander along here, but I certainly want a bit of payback. Yeah, so we're now in Xerax territory here, and the big floating box in the air is actually, I think it's the Xeno mainframe, and if you look carefully on the horizon there, you'll see there's several bases here, so I want to get in close enough to shoot up some patrols, but at the same time I don't want to get too close. I just want to do a little bit of gunnery practice, and as I say, a little bit of payback for having to run away and being jumped by these patrols. And the other thing I also want to do is, I've been watching quite a few videos and I've watched Spange and other people shooting in third person. I must admit, I'm not really an expert on this. So I thought what I'm going to do is see if I can learn how to do this in... Why have we got a single patrol mechanoid that's floating around here? That seems a bit odd. Normally they're not, but we'll take it. There's the rest of his patrol. I think we can probably sneak out and loot this guy. Yeah, we've got some power cells, which is one of the reasons. There we are. Because the alternative is this, see? Oops. I wish there was a way that you could actually change the... I mean, this is the way that I've normally... Let's go back to third person. In some ways I am getting converted to... Especially with dealing with patrols. Let that one get a bit closer to us. I'm just going to sneak in here. A little bit of dicky tricky. I'm going to do a little bit of a quick snatch from some ammunition. He's buried in the ground. A little bit... we're near an enemy base. A little bit worried about this curve. There's a patrol there, so... Wait. Run away. There's another mechanoid behind me. Let's just get... Yeah, I pressed the wrong button there. There's some ripper dogs there. I'm not... There's another mechanoid there. Okay. Of course, the other thing about this is it's all good XP, so... Power cells, please. Yeah, thank you. And what have we got so far? Got some glass plates, some energy matrices, a laser upgrade kit, and food's getting a little bit low. Let me just readjust the robot constructor again. It's made the ammunition, so we're just going to flip this back to the fridge, and it can start. Meds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to knock out 10 steaks. Yeah, you go away. I'm not interested in you. See if we can get at least one more patrol. I'm pretty sure I saw one with ripper dogs in it. Just over the side of here. Actually, that looks like a... nah. Just going to pull away from that. I don't want to get too close to this base because it's going to be... I'm going to feel a bit stupid if I destroy my ship before I even get anything. Now there's something away to the north, so what I want to do is, for the rest of this video, is kind of do a bit of open exploration, see what's around. And what I would like to do is push up around this area. So if we head... Actually, let's just clear out some of these markers. Actually, let's just do that and get rid of that. I'm going to put a marker here. Yeah, I think that would do. So, got 78 meat. Oh, it's feeling a little bit sluggish. Also aware that well, if we fly west a little bit, we'll see how things are going. So I don't really want to go over this island. What I'd like to do is slip through this gap here. When it says we're over an island, what was it, this island here that... I don't think this is an island. Anyway, let's just go check it out. Must admit, I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed now. I've got height and altitude to be able to take on the Xerax. See what it says, there's stuff to the north here, north and west, and I'm not actually in Xerax territory at the moment, so let's see what we got. It says it's to the west now. Come on, there's got to be something up here, and what I'm really looking for is gold and magnesium, because if I can get some magnesium I can start to make missiles, and the other one is gold. If I can get some gold ore and then I can build a large constructor, I can then use that magnesium. Okay, we found some magnesium. I can then make a gold ingot, which then means I can make an EVA suit, which will make it a lot easier to get up into space, because at the moment space in a light armor is just not viable, not unless you want to freeze to death. Because the real source of magnesium is going to be the moon. There's a drone there. Let's just press F6. And this could be a little bit... Didn't see that coming. That was a little bit awkward. We took a bit of a whack on the front. Where did that drone go? I certainly want you. Well, it's in here somewhere. Okay, let's just land and do this on foot. Where he is, he's in the trees here. Also pick up some of these fruits here. Might as well get these as well, because we can make some what we call it from this, some fruit potions. And we took a fairly heavy whack on the front as well, so if we can, yeah. Thank goodness for having armor. Yeah, we can see the armored glass on the front there. Took a bit of a whack as well, so. Anything else here? You can see there's some fibre over there. We'll just grab that for the 3 points. I'd certainly like to get this magnesium. Actually, some spices there as well. Just pick those up as well. Now I've got a ship, and we still can't make the advanced food, but now the question is, how long have I got before another drone shows up? It's going to be the big issue. An arachnid there, so I think we'll just use the top of the ship for the moment. Double tap, and as a couple of you have pointed out, I really need to pay attention to the radar when I'm doing this. I mean, we're not going to get much magnesium from this, but at the moment any magnesium is worth going for. So we're just gonna back in the ship. Oh wait, we got 2 things to the north, 1 to the west. Quick tab. We got 20 magnesium, and these gasifies fruit drinks. Thank you again. Okay, back to the fridge. Put that in there. Put that in there. This in the container controller. That in there, and quick look at the structure. We can make a couple of fruit drinks. That would be quite useful. Food's going down a little bit, but that's going to be okay. It says there's two things to the north of us. There's a derelict base to the north of us. I think at the moment what I want to do is just go north a little bit and see what those two items are there. And then what we'll do in the next part is come down through, check out this area and see if we can get to that Prometheum. But oops, I think we're just going to go north to start with. Now a derelict base probably hasn't got much in it as far as I can remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right, we're back in. No, it's quite a large base. It could be worth checking out. I think I'll come back for that in a later part. What's that over there? That's the abandoned bunker. Right, it says the whole raft of stuff to the north of us. Oh, that's the other thing I want to do. Just get in here. Talon. 12 minutes to the... I wonder if we can do this, activate this mission. So let's just go and see if we can activate this mission. Right. It says Toll Monument 1.9 kilometers away. Yeah, we're definitely going north now, because if I can do the Talon mission, let's just have a look here. We're nearly past neutral, but if I could get to honoured, that would make life a lot better. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make my way north and through here and see what we can find. Now that when I came through here before, there were drones around here. Right, we got the abandoned base there, and we've got there. It is really nice to be able to fly over this stuff and not have to worry. Right, found the guard posts, and we've got there. We've got an iron deposit, and yeah, obviously a little bit of lag going on. Another guard post. No drones on the radar at the moment. Obviously maybe they've run because they know I'm around. Right, certainly going to come back because this is the tower for the mission. Another guard post. I think what we got here, and this is going back to where we started. This is a Titan back. Right, what I'm going to do is keep going north for the moment, so that we can find out what's to the north of us. And then, as I say, in the next part we will come back and do the Talon mission. I just want to know, because I must have gone past a lot of this stuff when I was exploring. Of course I couldn't really get into the inside of the islands, so I think this would be quite useful to... Right, there's an iron deposit there. Going north. What is that? Not even on the radar. That looks very much like a Talon building. It is showing a drone around here somewhere. I think this is the drone that I saw before, and you kind of frightened me off. So other iron deposits. So there's quite a lot of Talon buildings in here. For some reason they're not showing up on the radar. Okay, there's the drone is over this way. Down to the right one. So reload. 2 drones. Okay. Not seeing. There they are. On. Where's your buddy? I'm in the mood to kill. There's his buddy. And this is all good stuff for the Talon. And that's what I'm going to do is now just add some small wreckage. Okay. That could be worth checking out. Not that there's going to be a vast amount of resources, but I'm going to drop down here. Just going to go in here and there. Got some more power cells. Useful stuff. There's that small wreckage. It's not showing anything actually on the radar. It said I found some small wreckage, but I definitely. Let's just get back up and see if we can find that other drone before it. And there's the small wreckage. Okay. And oops. There's the other drone. Just gonna drop down and loot him. Of course, we can't pick anything in this area at the moment, because that will upset the Talon. Just saw that Talon patrol and I thought Xerax. More power cells. And I think what we're going to do is just do that small wreckage. So can't pick the plant protein simply because it's going to upset the Talon. But we can loot this small wreckage, so we're just going to here. I don't know why I'm going around with my helmet on, but never mind. So just going to jump in here. There's the energy pills. I'm probably going to have to shoot up some more Xerax patrols because I'm not getting any, what we call it, any medicines, which I was hoping for. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. Next part, we will do the Talon mission because I do want to become honoured with them. But that's what will be for the future. So until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.